Hey, how's it going everyone? In this video, we have some news on Nia Jax rejecting WWE's offer to return, canceled plans for Shane McMahon, and a lot more. But before we begin, if you are new to our channel, don't forget to subscribe for more wrestling news. AEW star Riho out of action with a broken collarbone. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, AEW star Riho will be out of action for approximately 3 months after she suffered a broken collarbone in her match against Britt Baker at Battle of the Belts last month. It was also stated that the injury occurred very early on in the match. But despite the painful injury, Riho did go on to finish the match and never complained about her injury. We wish Riho a full and speedy recovery. WWE canceled plans for Shane McMahon vs. Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. Following Shane McMahon's return at the Royal Rumble, it was reported that WWE had big plans for him, which included a spot in the Elimination Chamber match. However, according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Shane McMahon was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match later this month in order to set up a match against Seth Rollins for WrestleMania 38, but for some reason those plans were dropped. Therefore, it remains to be seen what plans WWE will have in store for Shane McMahon. Nia Jax rejected WWE's offer to return at the Royal Rumble. Aside from Mickie James, Melina, Kelly, and other former WWE superstars, it looks like Nia Jax also had the opportunity to return at the Royal Rumble. Because during Renee Paquette's Oral Sessions podcast, Nia Jax revealed that WWE offered her a spot to be in the Women's Royal Rumble match. However, she immediately rejected WWE's offer to return to the company because she felt the offer was a slap to the face. Randy Orton will be off of WWE television for a while. Despite the fact that Randy Orton and Matt Riddle are currently involved in a feud with the Raw Tag Team Champions, the Alpha Academy, during Wrestling Observer Live, Bryan Alvarez was told by WWE sources that Randy Orton will be off of WWE television for a while. However, Alvarez was not told what is going on with Randy Orton or when he will return to the company. Original finish for Roman Reigns vs. Seth Rollins revealed. According to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, the finish to Roman Reigns vs. Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble was changed by Vince McMahon because the original finish would have seen Roman Reigns beat Seth Rollins clean. However, Vince McMahon decided to change the finish to what ended up happening with Roman Reigns getting disqualified and then attacking Seth Rollins with a steel chair at the end of the match. It was also stated that Seth Rollins was going to be in the Royal Rumble match itself, but the decision was made to not include him because it would have looked bad for Seth Rollins to enter the match after getting attacked by Roman Reigns. Alright guys, so going over the topics that we discussed today, the first topic that we talked about was AEW star Riho, and according to Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer, Riho suffered a broken collarbone in her match against Britt Baker last month at Battle of the Belts, and she will be out of action for approximately 3 months. So the report also stated that Riho did not complain about her injury, which is pretty crazy because obviously her injury, a broken collarbone, would be very, it would be very painful to have. But apparently she did not complain, and we wish her a full and speedy recovery, and I guess we will see her in about 3 months. Now moving on to our second topic, we did talk about cancel plans for Shane McMahon for him to face Seth Rollins at WrestleMania 38. Now that was the plan for the Shane McMahon was supposed to be in the Elimination Chamber match, but obviously WWE for some reason decided to cancel those plans. Instead, they did have Austin Theory replace, I guess, Shane McMahon for that match. And despite the fact that Shane won't be in the Elimination Chamber match, I am pretty sure that WWE will have something for Shane McMahon at WrestleMania 38, but I guess it won't be against Seth Rollins, but it could still happen. Now, moving on to our third topic, we did talk about Nia Jax rejecting WWE's offer to return at the Royal Rumble. Now, Nia Jax was released by WWE last year, and obviously she did not want to return at the Royal Rumble. I guess because all of the things that happened with her release and things like that. So I think that even though WWE offered her to offer her a spot in the Women's Royal Rumble match, I'm not surprised that she decided to not accept their offer. Now, moving on to the fourth topic, we did talk about Randy Orton, and he will apparently be off of WWE television. According to Brian Alvarez of the Wrestling Observer, he was told that Randy Orton will be gone for a while from television. However, it remains to be seen exactly why he will be gone from television. So hopefully, whatever it is, hopefully it isn't too serious. And then moving on to the last topic that we discussed today was the original finish for Roman Reigns versus Seth Rollins at the Royal Rumble for the Universal Championship. And according to Dave Meltzer, Vince McMahon decided to change the finish because the original finish would have seen Roman Reigns defeat Seth Rollins clean. And I think that by having Roman Reigns, not release his hold and then having the referee disqualify him, still made Roman Reigns look strong, but also Seth Rollins as well. And I guess WWE's plan was to have Roman Reigns look strong even in defeat. And also Brock Lesnar, despite the fact that he ended up losing the WWE Championship to Bobby Lashley, he still ended up looking very strong, obviously because he ended up winning the Royal Rumble. And WWE's big match for WrestleMania 38 will be Roman Reigns versus Brock Lesnar. So with that being said, guys, that is all the news that we have for today. Make sure to let me know your thoughts and opinions in the comment section down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, I will see you guys on the next one.